What's going on, YouTube world? We're doing this old school style, straight voiceover. Again, this is for some people that haven't watched the channel like from day one to now. You may have walked in and all you saw was me again talking in front of the camera. Well, this is how it all really started out. Again, just doing voiceover work. So as always, man, hey, like, subscribe, appreciate everything. And yeah, man, if you like any of the balls, use the links below. Send you over to Bowlersmart, and again, extremely helpful. So we're starting here today, man. This is kind of the low diff Pearl King video. That's really what this is. We're throwing the IQ Ruby versus the track sensor and the DV8 Captiv8. You should have seen that from the thumbnail. But yeah, man, all these balls kind of fit into this particular category. The track sensor and the IQ match up a little bit more because of the RGs. The RG on the Captiv8 is much higher than the other two, but it's still a low diff ball. So I thought it's a great time to pick up all three of these balls and lay them next to each other. And again, the price points, man. The Ruby is actually, they sent the price point through the roof for this ball particularly. You know, it's going to be a sought after ball. It's red. It's an IQ Tour Pearl. So I'm not completely mad at them. I mean, is this ball still, yes, a low end ball? Of course it is. But the hype around IQs has always been there. So yeah, man, as I'm again playing straighter with these balls, yeah, like it was okay. Again, like there's a little transition on this particular lane that again made it a little more difficult to like hold line because all these balls are pearls, so they want to see the friction, they want to go left. So as I've moved a little left now, this is where again I felt a lot more comfortable. I started off probably around like 15 with my feet and then jumped about 5 to 6 left and still kind of feeding it into the track a little bit more. And again, all these balls like look pretty good from right here. And the surprising part is how similar I honestly feel that the track sensor is to the IQ. That was really the jaw drop moment for me. It was like, oh, these balls are very, very close. The Captiv8 is a little cleaner, and this actually probably has the most pop down lane out of all of them. And not a lot of people, I haven't seen them like popping up all over the place with honor scores. Just like, you know, certain balls, like when they come out, you start seeing honor scores immediately. And I just don't know that people have given the Captiv8 a hard look. And again, like the price point on this ball, man, like I'll go ahead and flash it on the screen. And the Captiv8 is really, really good, man. It's just really, really clean. So I wouldn't, if I was, you know, somebody walking in, I would definitely have to adjust the surface. Or just don't drill it super weak because you make it too weak, you make it super over under. But the IQ and the sensor are pretty much like right on par with each other. As you can see, some of the shots, they're both equally as clean. And how each of them are going through the pins, like I can't notice anything like dramatically different from just what I've seen. When I've executed a good shot here, it goes through the pins amazing. So I'm gonna let you watch a couple more shots here and then I'll chime back in a moment. Now, as we get a little further left, I definitely have to move the break point in because the moment I leak it a little too far right, I just kind of wrapped in. Just not the proper entry angle to continue to carry. But it was surprising. Like I feel like from this particular part of the lane, the sensor and IQ kind of looked a lot better. And then once we jumped even further left is where the Captiv8 I really just feel like shined. We're gonna get a couple shots here. And not to say the ball looked bad at all, like it still looked really good, but I feel like it shined the most once we got a little bit further left. It continued through the pins just a little bit more, and again, just got the corners out. From this particular angle, I feel like it just was, the angles just weren't right. like, and it just kept getting behind the headband. And I know it sounds like kind of like reverse, like I'm getting further left, but again, the break point gets a little closer. So because I got the break point a little closer, it just, again, the angles matched up, and again, it just finished just a little bit more where the IQ and the sensor both kind of just started to corner pin a lot for me. But by far, again, all three of these balls are definitely like on the lower end, and the Captiv8 definitely is a tier under it, because it's a little cleaner. But again, like, you cannot go wrong with any three of these options. Honestly, if you got the moolah to afford the IQ Ruby, go for it. You will not be disappointed by any stretch of the imagination. But if you want to save a couple dollars, you definitely will not be doing yourself any type of disservice if you don't. Pick up the sensor. Definitely take a look at it if you want to save a couple bucks. And then if you need something even cleaner than these, maybe you're dealing with some really beat up lanes and you need something that's just that much cleaner, this is definitely a real option to Captiv8. And the ball looks good. Just my personal opinion, I feel like it's really one of the best looking balls, like, just on the market. But again, this is that farther left, the farthest left I'm going to get in this video. And I feel like the sensor and both the IQ, partly because the lanes haven't got to that point, right? But I feel like I just left a corner pin just a little bit more with these two balls, where the Captiv8, like, I just nailed it. Like, every time, like, it just, boom, I missed left, boom, I missed right, boom. like I just had a great response with this ball. And we're gonna pop up the numbers here to look at these core numbers. Again, the core numbers are exactly the same for the sensor and the IQ, and then the Captiv8 is where it differs. And thank you for everybody who has watched this far. You can see, looking at the numbers, the RGs are very, very similar for the Ruby, or they're the same for the Ruby and the sensor, and they're slightly more differential in the sensor as opposed to the Ruby being at 29 and the sensor being at 0.34. But yeah, man, if you really are a fan of the low diff pearls, man, like, you got some great options on the screen right now, and you can really do no wrong. In my opinion, like, I just like the solid color balls, so like, I'm going to carry a Ruby around just for that, but not because, like, oh, the sensor is no good or anything of that nature. Like, I just like the red color, honestly. Red is one of my favorite colors. I end up wearing it a lot, hence the jersey I'm wearing currently in the video. So yeah, like, that's why I'm gonna roll with this option, not for just the hype per se, but just because again, I like the color. But yeah, man, you have incredible options, man, and we are very, very lucky to be in this particular time of great equipment being released, man. I think Storm is, again, getting their finishing process together. Whatever was going on a couple months ago, I think we won't be seeing that same those issues with performance and people needing to resurface their ball immediately to get the type of performance that we're accustomed to seeing from Storm. So I think those days are probably going to be behind us, and so yeah, man, this IQ Ruby, I think is going to be special. And just like the track sensor, I think it is special. I think people just have to get their hands on it. And the Captiv8, man, for those people who are bowling some tougher stuff that need some help getting the ball down the lane, man, that's where this Captiv8 really fits in. Yeah, I'll carry like either a Ruby or a sensor, and then a Captiv8 in some of those more extreme situations. But until next time, man, I appreciate you guys watching.